Hey everyone, thanks for joining today. My name is Jack. I'm a product manager here at Chattermill. Really excited to be sharing with you one of our latest innovations and products, which is voice analytics. So voice is actually our new tool. It's built to transform how to gather and analyze customer feedback. We actually launched voice in closed beta earlier this year, primarily driven by this core belief that each spoken interaction with customers holds untapped potential. Here at Chattermill, we see each customer interaction as a gold mine. Customer insights don't just live in NPS surveys these days. So whether it's customer support calls from your contact center, sales calls, or product development calls, soon you're going to be able to turn these spoken words into accurate insights. A few example real-world scenarios where voice data is crucial. Let's say you're launching a new product and you want to understand the most common feedback or queries or concerns, as well as your customer's overall perception across every interaction with your team. So Zoom calls for sales, customer support phone calls, or customer development interviews. Or equally, let's say you wanted to drill down into one of these areas specifically. You see a spike in customers contacting support, and you want to know why it's happening and what the impact is on the product. Or equally, you're refining your product roadmap, and you want to understand what killer features customers talk about the most and love, and then maybe where perhaps your product isn't resonating versus your competitors. So you'll be able to send us voice data from all of your favorite tools, and then with our out-of-the-box integration, we can extract those recordings, create precise transcripts across multiple languages, and then with our AI engine, we'll be able to summarize these conversations, uncover the hidden themes and sentiments within. So we've actually been testing voice analytics with a group of early access customers, one of which I'm delighted to say is joining us today. We have Sara, who's voice of the customer expert for corporate strategy at Qonto. Hey, Sara.
Hi, Jack. Thank you. And hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. I'm Sara Huier, and I've been with Qonto for the past 2.5 years, working at the heart of the customer experience efforts. I started as customer insight expert for operations team, and I since transitioned to my current role in corporate strategy as the voice of the customer expert. The journey gave me a unique perspective on how customer feedback can drive both operational excellence and strategic decision-making. In this position, I've been at the forefront of a significant transformation in how we approach customer feedback. We don't just listen to customers to support them, but we actually use the insight to shape the growth strategy. And it's been an exciting journey, and I'm happy to share a bit of it with you today. But first, let me tell you a bit about Qonto. We are Europe's leading business finance solution, and we are committed to revolutionize banking for SMEs and freelancers. When our founders, Alex and Steve, started Qonto back in 2016, they had a vision of making business finance simple, fast, intuitive. Fast forward to today, and we are serving over 500,000 customers across Europe in France, Italy, Spain, Germany. What sets us apart is first the comprehensive offering. Indeed, we provide an online business account that's also combined with invoicing, bookkeeping, spend management tools, all in the same place. But the true differentiator is the customer obsession. It has led us to exceptional customer satisfaction. We are proud to maintain over 70 points NPS, high CSAT scores in customer support, and we have industry-leading ratings on review platforms in Europe. However, with such a complex product, offering multiple features, understanding customer needs and their experiences has become even more crucial. This is where my role comes in. We are constantly asking ourselves, how can we make this even better for our customers? And that's why I'm leading a major initiative to revamp our product strategy, placing customer feedback at the core of each decision that we make. And as part of this effort, we are taking a new step in the collaboration with Chattermill by developing the voice data analytics tool. This tool represents a significant advancement in our capabilities because it allows to understand the current customers better, but also to hear the voice of the prospect. And by combining these insights, now we are able to build a global picture to inform the product development and also the growth strategies. And I'm glad to talk about it with you today.
Nice, thanks for the introduction, Sara. It's been really clear to me since we started working together at Qonto. Your feedback is not just heard, it's actually actively driving your strategy. And this, from my experience, really aligns perfectly with what we're aiming to achieve with voice analytics, which is to give customers like Qonto a tool to turn every conversation into an actionable insight. So could you tell me a bit more about your recent experience with voice data analytics at Qonto? I'm really interested to hear your approach before Chattermill, maybe some of the challenges you faced, and also your objectives, what you were trying to achieve. And then also I'd be curious to know, how's the beta testing process been for you?
Yeah, sure. I'm very happy to share about all of this. So we are still in the early stages, first of all, but I think that the initial findings and the process itself have been very interesting. First of all, before working with Chattermill on this project, the approach to voice data was, to put it mildly, fragmented, because we were using a patchwork of systems, some in-house tools, some third-party software to analyze the customer interactions across different channels. And while each tool served the purpose, the disjointed approach created challenges. We were dealing with inconsistent data categorization. In some cases, we were spending hours to do manual analysis, and we were struggling to identify trends across the different feedback channels, and let alone to do this in real time. We knew we had valuable data, but how to extract it efficiently was a challenge for sure. And recognizing these limitations, we set some clear objectives for the voice analytics strategy. And we wanted to consolidate all customer feedback in one single comprehensive view. We wanted to automate the analysis of large volumes of speech, and we wanted to have it in real time. And this is where the relationship with Chattermill comes in. For the past 3 months, I've been overseeing the beta testing of the voice analytics tool for Qonto. And it's been an intensive process of testing, providing feedback, assessing for each department the potential impact. And we have integrated first speech data, experimented with the transcription, created dashboards, tested real-time analytics. And while it's still early to draw conclusions, we already uncovered interesting insights. For instance, we noticed a trend of customers expressing interest in more advanced billing features, and this has led to discussions and enhancements of the invoicing product. The tool also helped us to identify areas where we could improve customer experience. So for instance, we discovered the opportunity to streamline a very specific step in the onboarding process. And so we could proactively improve the service and ensure a more positive journey from the beginning. And those initial insights are just the true start, but I think that as we refine the approach together, we expand the data set, we can expect to uncover more and more. So I'd say that overall, the work with voice data has been positive, very positive, and it's perfectly aligned with a commitment to serve better the customers. And I think it is in this case about setting new standards in customer-centric banking for us. I think we are making significant progress in this direction with this specific tool.
That's super interesting. I don't know if it's possible to see a demo maybe of those 2 use cases that you shared.
Yes, of course. So just let me share my screen. So I hope that everybody sees my screen. Of course, we can't use our own data because of privacy reasons. So it's a mock environment that we created with dummy data. There is no Qonto data and not customers' data. But I'm happy to navigate you through the new voice tool. So for instance, let's say that we want to gather some insights, initial insights. I would select a metric often, which is sentiment distribution, which tells us the ratio of positive, negative, and neutral mention on specific categories of topics that we are tracking. And so, for instance, we can already see that in payments, there is a peak of negativity. And maybe I want to go further and see what's behind it. So I would select payments, and I would go and see what are the themes behind it. So we can see that there is specifically like this local taxes theme, and that is driving the negativity. And maybe I would wonder, okay, local taxes, but we are working in different markets. So which specific location we are talking about? So let me go further to local taxes. And I think that would be interesting to break down by country in this case. So doing so, not surprisingly, we can say that Spain, where until some weeks ago, we couldn't actually allow customers to pay taxes, has a spike in the negative reviews. So let's click here, click for analysis, and we would see with our AI-powered Insight Assistant what are the specific clusters of topic that raise the negativity. Again, Spain, increasingly frustrated customers because they can't pay taxes there. Let's look at the responses. And here, for the first time, we have a look together at the new interface for the voice analytics product. And you can see that we have on the left, as usual, all our filters as we already applied. And in the center, we have the summaries of the calls that we have already analyzed. So let's take the first one. We see customers were seeking assistance in the process of paying local taxes in Spain. Clicking on the first call, we can already open on the right side. I really love it. Overview of summary, pain points, and feedback. So the summary really tells us in a few lines, even if it's like a 20 minutes call, what was the, let's say, the main topic. In the pain points, we can identify right away what went wrong in the customer journey. And in the feedback, we have the outcome of the call. So we know if the problem was solved, if finally the person was happy. So for instance, here we can see in the summary what we have said, that there is a problem with paying taxes in Spain, which of course is the pain point. This is very simple because it was a very short call, but imagine having a very long 20, 40 minutes, 60 minutes call where you have several pain points and you don't have the time to go through it. And then in the end, you have the outcome. So you know if finally, like what is the outcome? What is the takeaway from this experience with our customers, from this touch point? And so here we can see that, yes, the customers appreciated the suggestion of our workaround, but also they expressed a desire to support local tax in Spain. And what I find also very interesting and useful is the outlines. It's very precise, and it tells me, again, especially for very long calls, what are all the specific aspects that were discussed. And yes, so there is different chapters, let's say, that tell me, okay, here was discussed this topic, and here the other. And if I want to go even more in detail and see what was said moment by moment, I can have a look at the transcript, which is also very helpful, or I can play the recording. This was an example of something that we uncovered as a driver of negativity. We were already aware of it, of course, because of the other sources that we analyzed. But yes, let's say that also data analytics helped us. But for instance, if we want to look at more positive flow, we can look at the positivity index. Is another metrics that I use a lot and helps me to understand what is going well, what we have to really keep on putting at the center of our efforts because customers appreciate it. So here, for instance, we have this amazing service experience with 150 points, but it doesn't tell me much. It's a macro category. So let's try to see what is behind this service experience. Again, here, I'm selecting my category and I decide to break down by theme to look what's behind. And yes, not surprisingly, there is customer support responsiveness. But let's see together what it means. So I decide to go further, click for analysis. And again, we have the powered by AI highlights. So customers are expressing high satisfaction with the round-the-clock support service, critical role of the 24/7 support, and so on. And again, we can have access to the feedback just clicking on view responses. And yes, here we have like a series of calls that could tell us more about what makes our customers happy. And yes, let's take the first one. The customer called late at night to ask something about, yeah, they had an issue. It looks like they had an issue with something. We don't know what, and they were helped immediately because of our 24/7 support. But let's see what actually went down. So I would click here and I would look on the right side and see that the customer contacted us because there was a failed payment with a supplier. So of course, the main pain point, as you can imagine, is the payment that didn't go through. And the feedback is that the customer appreciated the prompt and efficient resolution. And yes, so we know that it's something that we're doing very great. We unblock the customers probably right away. Yes, I can see here in the outlines that very shortly after the call started, we had the immediate resolution and customer satisfaction. And again, in the transcript, I can have a look at what happened and we can play. Again, I will repeat it. It's not real customer data, but is indeed something that our customers love, our 24/7 support team. So yes, I hope it was helpful to show this demo.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again, Sarah. Those examples are super interesting to me to see how the product is already having an impact at Qonto. I guess given these early successes already, and it's only been a few months, how do you see voice analytics influencing your strategy or your product roadmap at Qonto over the next, say, 6 to 12 months?
Yes, that's an important question. In the next 6 to 12 months, I think that voice analytics is going to play a key role in some specific areas. It will improve the understanding of the needs of potential customers by analyzing voice data from the first inquiries and consultation. We'll gain insights into what prospects are looking for in a business finance solution. So this will allow us to refine the product offering and also the marketing strategies to better meet these needs just from the start. Secondly, we are looking forward to use it to improve the onboarding journey. Analyzing the interactions in the early stages will help us to identify the pain points and some areas that can sometimes cause confusion to people that are approaching to us for the first time. So this will allow us to ensure that there is a smoother transition for new customers that are beginning to use the services. And finally, and most importantly, it will play the key role that we're looking for the enrichment of the product roadmap.
Nice. I guess a follow-up question on that one, like, how are you thinking or planning voice data with regard to all the other data sources that you're already looking at? So are you thinking about integrating voice data with everything else, or are you treating it as a kind of a separate project or a separate data source at the moment?
No, yes, new voice data tool is going to be a key component of the new harmonization project. It's a project that aims at unify various customer insight sources within the same Chattermill interface, and it's the first time that we do this. So with this unified approach, we can identify all the most frequently mentioned missing features or desired improvements with greater accuracy and with context, because we have a view across the many touch points that we already analyzed today. For instance, customer support tickets, customer surveys, rating platforms. So in conclusion, I'm pretty sure that combining the voice of current customers with that of the prospects will gain a 360-degree view that will be key to reinforce our position as a leader in customer satisfaction in the fintech space.
Thank you so much, Sara, for sharing Qonto's journey with voice analytics so far. It's really inspiring to me to see how the product is already being used to shape this kind of customer-centric strategy and actually drive real impact with some nice use cases as well. So for me, I'm really excited to see what happens over the next 6 to 12 months in terms of unifying voice data with all the other touch points there. As we've heard, the potential of voice analytics to transform how we understand customers is really exciting. We're going to be officially launching voice analytics in the coming months, and looking forward to see even more companies like Qonto unlock the power of their voice data and turn conversations into actionable insights. So if you're interested in learning a bit more or want to get early access, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of us. And yeah, thanks for joining today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the summit.
Bye.